All right, good morning or good afternoon. What we're going to do is we're going to learn how to label our counts underneath our notes. This is going to be very important for us when it comes to writing and music composition. All right, so our first step that you can see if we look on the left side of the board is to label the beats at the top of the measure. Meaning we have to look at our time signature and put all the possible beats that can fit in this measure. So if we look at our time signature and we look at that top number, what is the most beats that we can fit in this measure? I'll let you guys answer this question. You're right. Because we have this 4 at the top, that means we have 4 beats per measure. So I'm going to name those beats with the numbers 1 for my first beat, 2 for my second beat, 3 for my third beat, and 4 for my fourth beat. Also, at the top of your beat labeling example worksheet, what I need you to do is I need you to write your name in the top left-hand corner of your paper. I put Mr. C for my first name because I'm so used to writing my first name, so you guys can have a laugh at that. All right, so the next step, if we look at the left-hand side, is we have to assign or give the beats to the particular notes in each part of the measure. So, for right now, we have this quarter note right here in the beginning of the measure. How many beats does a quarter note get? Yes, that's right, it gets only one beat. So, I can only assign one of these beats to this quarter note down here at the bottom. Which one should it be? Of course, we always start out with beat 1, and we always give beat 1 to the note or the rest that is all the way over here to the left. So what I'm going to do to give this beat 1 to this quarter note, I'm just going to cross it out up here, and then I'm going to write beat 1 right here to name this beat my official beat 1. Next, I have another quarter note right here. What beat would this quarter note get? Yes, it gets one beat, but what will be the name of the beat? Would it be named beat 2? Would it be named beat 3? Would it be named beat 4? And like I said, this is combining steps 2 and steps 3, which is cross out the number at the top that we use. And you're right, we give it beat 2. So I'm going to cross out for my step 3, beat 2. And I'm going to write my 2 right here. Almost halfway done with the measure. Next, as you can guess, we will do beat 3. So I'll go ahead and cross this out. Put 3 down here because this quarter note gets one beat. This last quarter note only gets one beat. And ironically, we only have one beat left in the measure to assign. And yes, that is beat 4. So I'll cross out beat 4 and put beat 4 down here. Now, for this next measure, we're combining quarter rests, quarter notes, and half notes. This is our quarter rest right here, our quarter note right here, and our half note right here. We're still going to start with our first step, which is writing out the total number of beats possible in this measure, which is 4 because our time signature has a 4 at the top. Okay? So, for this first rest right here, what I'm going to do is I got to figure out which one of these beats I can assign to this rest. I'm going to wake my computer up. We'll wait for it. There we go. So, since this is a quarter rest gets how many beats? Yes, it gets 1. So, and since it's on the left-hand side, I'm just going to cross out my 1 right here and put my 1 right here. So this quarter rest gets the first beat. Now, I'm going to do something special since it is a rest, and I'm going to put parentheses around this number. That is going to let me know for my first beat in my music that I am quiet or I am shushing, whichever one. Capiche? All right. So next, what I have is I have another quarter note. How many beats does a quarter note get again, guys? Which of these beats would I assign this quarter note? Yes, you are right. I would assign beat 2, so I'm going to cross out my second one. Everything is happening right in order. Now, this is tricky I have one half note and I have two different named beats, which are 3 and 4. Since this half note gets 2 beats, it's going to eat up both beat 3 and beat 4 of the measure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross out both of these, and to show that this one note has both beats 3 and beats 4, I'm going to write 3 and then put a dash in the middle, and then I'm going to put beat 4. All right? So this is showing that I am going to attack this note on beat 3, and attack means I'm going to start to clap, I'm going to start playing my instrument, drum roll, or whatever we're doing in class, and we're going to make it last all the way through beat 4. Capiche? So for instance, if I wanted to clap this measure now that I have my counts written out, I will go 1, 2, ready, and go 2, 3, 4. Let's do that together real quickly. 1, 2, ready, and go 2, 3, 4. All right. So for this next measure, of course, we start out with our step 1, which is to write out all the counts, all the possible counts in the measure. 3, 4, writing them out at the top. Oh, before I move on, our final answer is always going to be the counts at the bottom. Capiche? All right, we move on. This one's easy. We already know this quarter note gets 1 beat. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it the first beat of the measure. What do we have next? Yes, a quarter rest. A quarter rest gets 1 beat. So it can only get 2, 3, or 4, and it's right in order. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my 2 right here and put the parentheses around it so that reminds me not to play or say anything right here. And then I have another half note. And just like this half note, it starts at the end of the measure. So I know that I have to start this half note on beat 3 and hold it out until beat 4. I'm going to cross these out. Almost done. We're going to go on to our final measure. Now this measure is going to be really tricky because we have a half note in the middle here. And I want you guys to make sure we're paying attention to this one. So again, my first step, I'm going to write all my counts out possible at the top. These are all the beats that are possible to have in this measure, and we always have to have 4 beats in the measure. We can divide it different ways, which is what we talk about with rhythm, but we're always going to have 4 beats somehow. So again, we have a quarter note in the beginning, so this is easy. So I'm going to go ahead and cross this out. We already know that this quarter note is going to get beat 1. Next, we have, and let me wake my computer up. Sorry about that. Next, we have a half note. And for this half note, we have to figure out what 2 beats it gets. Beat 1 is gone, right? We already exited that out. So it can get either beats 2 or 3. It can get beats 3 or 4. And we need to figure out how that's going to happen. And remember, the beats always happen in order. So since this is right after beat 1, it has to get beat 2. And since it gets 2 beats, it also eats up beat 3. So I'm going to put a dash 3 right here. This is because this half note happens right after this quarter note. Since this quarter note got beat 1, we start this half note on beat 2, and it goes all the way to beat 3. It eats up beat 3, which means the only beat we have left for this quarter note right here is 4. And what do you know? A quarter note only gets 1 beat, so it has to get only beat 4 by itself. So, now that we have finished, you have successfully done your first example of writing counts under our music, or called labeling music. Give yourselves a hand. Ask Mr. McFadden if you have any questions, any clarifying questions after this video, and good luck on your worksheet. Hope you guys have a good day.